Hello, thanks for joining me today. Today we are going to work on some heart openers and we're going to use a lot of lateral flexion, all right? So we're going to be using a lot more of our obliques and we're going to need, maybe if you have like a bigger book that's like the size of the block, or if you have yoga blocks, it would be good to have two for one of my poses at the end, but it's really good to have at least one. And if you have a strap or a belt or some kind of a rope or something that you could use, that would also be very beneficial. We're going to be using, so these lateral flexions that we're going to be doing improve the energy flow throughout our body, right? So going upward through our spine. And we're going to be using a lot of chest and diaphragm, which really helps increase the function of the heart and the lungs, okay? So with that in mind, we're going to start. If you want to have a block or your book, or maybe even a really big firm pillow underneath you, you can do that. And come on your mat, sitting down in a comfortable seated position. It can just be kind of like crisscross like this, or if you want to gently bring one of your feet on top of your other thigh, like on your inner thigh or something like that, but that it's comfortable, right? Nice and comfortable, and it doesn't hurt. And here we're just going to start a little bit with some seated cat and cow positions. Okay, so we usually do them like on 4 limbs, but this time we're just going to do them seated. So first I want you to close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breath. Just observe your breath in this very moment. Don't change anything, just the way you started the class. Notice the inhalations and the exhalations. Is one longer than the other? Where is your mind at this very moment? Are you here centered in our practice, or are you still in the outside world? And then slowly start inhaling deeper breaths. And then exhaling through your nose, long breaths. If it's in your practice to use Ujjayi breathing, that calming, cooling breath that goes down your throat, activates your throat, then you may start doing so in this moment. But if not, just be conscious of your breathing. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you hold, and then exhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Your breath should always be nice and smooth like this, longer when you go in, holding it for just a moment and exhaling and having it nice and smooth coming back down. So with that in mind, we're going to start our cat and cow. We're going to bring our hands together to our chest. And then we're going to inhale, starting to expand our chest, bringing our arms to our sides, kind of like a cactus. Inhaling, looking up towards the ceiling, but relaxing our shoulders, holding, and then exhaling and coming back. Kind of arching our back like in a cat's pose that we usually do. And then inhaling, coming up, expanding that chest again. Try this with your eyes closed. Hold, and then exhale, coming back. See the feeling, or how do you feel in this pose when you close your eyes. All you can hear is the sound of your breath, and you can just feel how your body is expanding each time you come into the cow pose. Inhale, coming into cow. Opening up the chest and just staying here for a moment. Palms facing me, facing the camera. Bringing your arms to your side, bent. Your shoulders down and relaxed. Just keeping that chest there, your head slightly higher. And then exhaling, coming back down. Giving yourself a great big hug. Inhaling, bringing your arms up. And then exhaling, coming to your right side. Left hand comes on the right knee. And then right hand comes right behind you in just a simple seated twist. Looking over your right shoulder. On your next inhale, coming up with your arms all the way up. And then exhale to the other side. So right hand on the left knee. Left arm behind you, looking over your left shoulder. Inhale, coming back up. And then exhale, bringing your hands together. So interlocking your fingers right here. And then making sure your shoulders are down, so far away from your ears. Your arms are activated, your head is between your arms. Inhale once, and then exhale, gently come to your right side. Feeling that really nice stretch on your left side, your left obliques. Inhale, coming back up. And then exhale, coming to the other side. Don't forget to breathe here. Deep inhalations and exhalations. Making sure your shoulders are squared off. Your chest is opening. That you're not hunched like this. And then exhale, come back to the middle. Good. Now this time, inhale once, and then as you exhale, drop your right arm down to your side. And kind of making that like bowl shape right here. And then with your left arm, as you exhale, slowly come to your right side and maybe bringing your gaze up to your left arm. Exhale, come back down. And then bring your left arm to your left side. And then as you inhale, you lift up your right arm. And then as you exhale, you bring it down to your left side for a nice side stretch here. Again, try and bring your gaze, if your neck allows it, to your right arm. Exhale, bring it back down. Good. Now from this pose, we're going to come to something called Gomukhasana, or cow space. For most of us, we might not have a lot of flexibility in our hamstrings and our thighs, so it's really good to have a block underneath you. And what you're going to do is you're going to bring maybe your left leg and just kind of bend it so that your knee is facing forward. And then you're going to bring your right leg and try Or you can do it the other way too. So if it's easier for you. For me, it's easier to have the right leg down and then the left over. And try and stack the knees over each other. Now, for most of us, there's going to be a lot of space here. There is for me too, because I don't have too much flexibility. But the idea of this is to sit on our sit bones, and we have this kind of inward and outward kind of stretching in our thighs, okay? And it's okay if there's some space between you. If you sit on your block and you notice that still there's a lot of space, then you can do it with one leg at a time. So one variation of this, if you're having trouble, is maybe extending your right leg and keeping it just a little bit bent, and then keeping your left leg bent over it. Then the space in between should be a little less, okay? If you have no problems, you can just even do it without the block, right? There's no space there. Or you can use the block if you feel like you're stretching too much, okay? Good, so now when we're all here, we see that our knees are facing forward and they're basically stacked on top of each other. This is our initial pose, okay? And if you want, you can use a block and keep it to your side or without. And we're gonna use it for a side stretch this way. So we'll bring our right hand to our block or to the floor. And then with our left arm, we inhale and then exhale, trying to really stretch that lateral side, just the side of your left part right there. Your obliques and even behind here, you're gonna feel a nice stretch. As long as it's not painful. Okay, so listen to your body. And then inhale, coming up. We're gonna try the same thing on the other side, so you can try it with the block or without the block. And put your hand here. Inhale, bringing your right arm up. And then exhale, bringing it all the way to the left side. And you wanna make sure your shoulder is even, so it's not coming like out in front of you, but rather it's to your side, opening up your chest. And then inhale, coming up. And then arms come down. Good. So if you want the block, you can continue being on the block, or if not, come off it. We're gonna come into making our, actually we're going to try the other side first, so yeah. So if you had your right leg down, now you're gonna have your left leg down and your right leg over, just to see the difference, okay? And maybe this time you wanna try without a block or again with a block, okay? So inhale, lifting up our left arm, coming to our right side. And then exhale, coming back, bringing our left arm down. And then inhale, bringing our right arm up. And then exhale, bringing it down to our left side. Soften the shoulders. Inhale, coming up and down. Notice the difference in the two sides, right, when you're in this pose. And then gently coming out of it. So if you're here, maybe you want to bring one leg out and then the other leg out and give a little shake. Okay. From here, we're going to come to Dandasana, staff pose. So you can pull up, so you can sit completely on your sit bones here. Your legs are going to be nice and activated. Can you see me? Yeah, like that. Better. Nice and activated. So they're working, your toes are pointing up, your spine is nice and straight, and then your arms can just gently come to the back. Then your arms come a little bit backwards again. Inhale, trying to lift up your chest a little bit. And then exhale, come back. inhale, lift up your chest. And then exhale, come back. Just slight movement, just to see the difference there. One more inhale, lift up your chest just a little bit. And then exhale, come back. And then you're gonna bring your left arm to your right arm to your left leg. And you can stay here and stretch out your left arm. Or you can slowly start lifting up your left leg. And then just stay here, twisting to your left side. See how much higher you can bring it. And you can feel a nice stretch in your hamstrings here. And then exhale, come down. Then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Keep hitting the door behind me, but inhale, bringing your left arm to your right leg. Your back arm behind you, or your right arm behind you. Inhale, lifting up your right leg. And then your right arm as well. And twisting to the right. Preferably looking over your right shoulder behind you. And then exhale, come down. Good. From here, if you have your strap, that would be very helpful, but what we're going to do is we're going to keep our right leg extended to the side, and then we'll bend our left leg in so the sole of our left foot comes and touches the inner thigh of our right leg. Okay? So it looks like this. You're kind of open completely, so your hips are squared, and then your right leg is activated, so you see my toes are pointing up. Okay? From here, we bring. So we can use a strap if we can't reach to touch our toes, because you notice here I'm like, oh, I can touch my toe, but my arm's in front of my face. We want our arms to be over our ears, over our head, because we want to really feel a stretch right here in the obliques. So maybe you want to use a strap just to feel that stretch. And you keep your right arm on your right leg. Okay? So with that strap, you can really feel that stretch in your back without having to have all that flexibility to reach your foot. And then you inhale, exhale. One more inhale, exhale, release. Good. Slowly coming up, and we'll try the same thing on the other side. So bringing the sole of our foot, our right foot, and our left inner thigh. Again, if you want to use the strap, you can. There's no judgment in yoga, it's wherever your body reaches. Some of us might have an easier time and are more flexible. It can take years, but sometimes we might not even get there. So we use different props to help us. Okay, so we bring our left arm down and we hold with our right. And maybe you want to hold it like this just to feel this stretch right here. Try to keep that arm activated, that right arm, over our head, on our side. Not forgetting to inhale and exhale in this pose. And relax. Good. Do a few shoulder rolls here. And then from here, we're gonna either just sit like this, if we have some knee problems, or we're gonna come in our complete Madasana, where it's like a squatting, right? So you're sitting like this, your back is straight, your knees are out to the side, ankles are more in, toes are pointing outward, and you come with your elbows kind of like trying to push your knees aside more. Palms are down in front of your chest. And then bring your right arm down to your right side. And on an inhale, lift up your left arm. Try to make that straight line between arms. Okay? Opening up the chest this way, looking up towards your left arm. And exhale, come down. Bring your palms together again. Come back to your breath. And then bring your left arm to your left side. And on an inhale, lift up your right arm. Again, making that nice line from your right arm to your left arm, just like a nice straight line here. And then feeling like you're opening up that chest, looking up. Now here, if you remember from other times, if this is really hard for you, you can always roll up the mat if your heels are not touching the floor. Or you can just sit down like I said before and just try it this way. Or even if you're, I think it's great to just stay against the wall too. You can really feel where you should be, okay? So if you're against the wall, you can feel like there's glue between your back and the wall, and it really helps align you, okay? And then when you're ready, come back, palms together. And so you're facing the front of your mat doing this, right? So you bring your palms down, and then inhale, gently start coming up, keeping your legs bent. Start bringing your feet a little bit closer together, and then bringing your hands into ragdoll, so holding on to the opposite elbow. Start moving your knees gently, because you've been sitting for so long. And sometimes that Malasana pose, that squatting pose, can be really hard on us, even though it looks so easy and should be so natural. And maybe you can sway from side to side if you need it. And then inhale once through your nose, and then exhale through your mouth and let your arms fall. Keeping your head heavy on the floor, nodding yes and no. Doing some free movement here, whatever you need for your body. And then come into Uttanasana, just bringing your hands in front of you, bringing your head close to your knees, maybe a slight bend in your knees if you need to. And then an inhale coming into a half and an Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. You can have either your hands on your shins or right in front of you. And then exhale, come back down. From here, gently, we're going to start rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way up for the first time. Shoulders back. And then from here, we're going to lift our arms up on an inhale. And on an exhale, gently try to just bend back a little bit, wherever you reach, okay? If this is too much for you, you can bring your hands and try gently doing a little back bend, standing up. And then inhale, coming back up. And then exhale, palms together into Samastiti. Good. From here, on an inhale, we'll bring our left leg back behind us, like in a warrior one. So toes in the back pointing a 45-degree angle, so kind of like to the left corner of our mat. Our front foot is looking straight forward. Our front leg is nice and bent. We can see that 90-degree angle. And maybe with our hands, we want to adjust our hips so they can square off to the front. Good. From here, a few variations. You can bring your right arm on your right thigh. And then from here, and actually I'm going to do it this way so you can actually see me forward. Okay, bringing your right arm on your right thigh. You inhale, just lifting up your left arm. And we can stay in this variation of extended side angle. Or if you feel comfortable here, you can start bringing your left arm to the front. So you can have like that diagonal line and you can feel a stretch in your side. Or if you're feeling really confident here, you can bend your knee just a little bit more and bring your right hand to the outside of your right leg, making sure your shoulders are still squared up. So if this happens, go back to the previous step. So you can come like this, or you can come like this. And then from here, on an exhale, bring your right arm down and gently start straightening out your front leg. Utthita Trikonasana, the triangle pose. Feeling that real strong, deep connection. Feeling that stretch on our left side. Seeing how our arms are in a nice straight line. Then trying to look up to our left arm. You can stay here, or on your next inhale, gently lift up your right arm and start looking forward. Now we're starting to work both our sides. One more inhale, exhale, come down. And then bring your left hand to your hip and gently bring yourself up. And then making sure, so now changing the foot so it faces the side. Okay. Our feet are parallel to the short side of our mat. Our legs are spread nice and wide. And we bring our right hand to our left leg. And then we lift up on an inhale our left arm and try to open up our shoulders. So maybe we don't reach all the way down. Maybe we bring our right hand just to our thigh. The important part is to open up our chest, to look over our left side, wherever you might be. And then exhale, come down. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So left hand on the right leg can be your shin, your thigh, your ankle, wherever you reach. And on an inhale, lifting up our right arm and looking over our right shoulder, trying to open up that chest. And then exhale, come down. And then walk your hands now to your left side. And then here, you're gonna move your foot so it's facing forward. Bring your hands to your hips and slowly lift yourself up. Here you can start adjusting your body again. So bringing your left leg so that it's facing forward, bent leg, coming in that warrior one pose again. Maybe physically moving your hips. Okay, so they're squared off. And then from here, your left hand can be on your left thigh. And on an inhale, you lift up your right arm. Or bring your right arm to the side in this extended side angle. Or if you're more advanced, you can bring your left arm or left hand to the outside of your left foot. But making sure that our chest is open, that now here our hips are squared up, that you feel that twist in your body, okay? So you don't want your hips here. You feel that twist in your body, like your right hip is coming up more, okay? Then from here, bring your left hand to your left ankle, and on an inhale, straighten out that leg, and coming into triangle. A cool thing to try on your own time if you want is all of these poses against the wall. Because when you do this against the wall, you can really feel how you're supposed to be in the pose, right? Because again, it's like you have glue on your back, you're just sticking to the wall. You can really feel that stretch. That helps align you. All right, so you're here in your triangle. If you can, lift up your left arm in front of you and look forward. And then exhale, come down. Bring your right hand to your hip and then slowly coming up. And then we'll come back to the front of our mat. Inhale, I'm coming up into mountain pose. Exhale, we're gonna come down into a forward bend. Inhale, coming up into flat back. Exhale into forward bend. Inhale, coming up into mountain. And then exhale, coming into Samastiti. Stay here for just a moment, observing your breath. And then start visualizing that your right foot is growing roots, that it's grounding to your mat like a tree, like a strong tree. So you know where I'm going with this. Slowly, you're going to start putting all your weight on that right leg, and you're going to start lifting up your left leg. We're going to come into our tree pose. Wherever you are, it can be at your ankle, your shin, or at the very top, never on your knees. Find your balance here. Stay here for 2 breaths. Bring out your arms, maybe in the shape of a cactus. And then start coming to your right side. See if you can work on that. Working your balance, but also your twist at the same time. And then exhale, come back. And then inhale, go to the other side, to the left side. Feel that twist. Stay for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come back. Palms together. And then come down. We'll try the same thing on the other side. Again, visualizing that roots are growing outside of or from your left foot into the mat. Put all the weight on your left leg and then slowly start coming into your tree pose. Feel the difference between the 2 sides. There might be more stability, more balance in one of your sides. Bring your arms into cactus. And then start coming to your left side first this time. Might feel more wobbly or less. Feel that twist. Inhale, come back. Ooh. And then exhale, come to the other side. Feeling that twist in your body. And then inhale, come back. And then palms together. And then coming back down. Good. Inhale, coming up to mountain. Exhale, coming down. And then walking slowly down to downward dog. The first downward dog of the day. Stretching, feeling like our tailbone is shooting up to the sky. Our head is dangling down. Our back is nice and straight. Inhale here and exhale for 3 full breaths. And then as you exhale, coming down on your knees. Good. From here, maybe you keep your toes tucked in and you just come and sit on your ankles with your bottom here nice and straight. Vajrasana with a variation. Feeling your back expand and bringing your hands behind you and just starting to remind your body how or what the feeling of your back is when you stretch it this way. It's kind of getting you used to a camel pose before we get there. Stay here for a couple of breaths. And exhale, come back. Now, if you have two blocks, that would be perfect to bring them right behind you. Okay, so where your arms could reach them, right? And then we're gonna start and we're gonna do a few variations. First one is just coming up on your knees and pretending that you bring your hands, you have back pockets, okay? I'm gonna stay here. Your toes are always tucked in. We want our ankles coming up. So inhaling, I'm pushing our pelvis forward and lifting up our chest, opening up our heart, and just staying here. Now this is easy for you, or you think you've got it. You're not too flexible just yet. You can start bringing one hand to one block, the other hand to the other block, and then staying here. Maybe you bring your blocks closer to you and staying here. If you don't need blocks, you can do the other variation, which is the complete Ustrasana or camel. Slowly coming and bringing one hand to one ankle. Maybe expanding here a little bit. And then bring the other hand to the other ankle. And staying here, keeping a neutral neck. We don't want our head falling down behind us and forcing our throat. Wherever you are, whichever variation, stay here for 2 more breaths. And slowly start coming out of it. If you're in my pose, one hand at a time. Coming down into child's pose. Starting to stretch out in front of you a little bit. Wiggling a little bit until you find your spot on the mat. And remain here for 5 breaths. Gently start bringing yourself back up. Come sit on one side and bring your legs in front of you. And we'll do some reclined twists, okay, to kind of end the class. So here you can do different variations, but maybe a simple one would just bring your knees in, squeeze them to your chest, give yourself a hug. And then exhale, bring both knees together to your right side. Okay? And you extend your arms either in the shape of a T, or if you don't have space in cactus arms, and look to your left side. Just a nice simple twist. Or maybe you want to have your left foot so that the sole of your foot is touching the floor, giving you a little more stretch also in your legs. Or basically just crossing your legs and coming to one side. So crossing your legs left over right, and then still staying on your right side. So different variations. And then inhale, coming up. And then you can do the same variation or a different one on your left side, but on an exhale, come to your left side and look towards your right. And then come back. And bring your knees together again, hold them, and gently roll yourself until you're in a seated position. Okay. So from here, observe your breath a little bit. Feel your body. How does it feel in this moment? We've done a lot of twisting work, a lot of chest and heart opening. We'll do 3 breaths in and out gently. Inhaling through our nose. Exhaling through our mouth. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling through your mouth. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling through your mouth. Palms together to the chest. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this practice was useful for you, and see you next time.